now too. We live.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the books is in. The books are in. Yep. They in. They're here.
Log in to KofiPiesieTV.com and get Spears of the Mossi Volume 1 by Kofi Piesie Research Team, From Spears to Pen Volume 2 by Kofi Piesie Research Team, Spiritual Combat Volume 3 by Kofi Piesie Research Team, One Night Before Bed by Herit, Shawn, Khalfani, Kalawa's Trip to the Motherland by Kofi Piesie, From Cocaine to Consciousness by Herit, Shawn, Khalfani, As I Learn, We All Learn by Kofi Piesie. Also, if you want fresh merch, go to our online store, Family Connect Apparel, and get all the brands. Also, get our 54 deck of quiz and educational cards available now on KofiPiesieTV.com.
All right, peace, 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 and Black African power. Welcome back to Kofi Piesie TV. ETM Hotel, Dua Duau, Dua Aku, Dua Nature, Fatmu Alafie, Fatmu Riwi, Fatmu Iwa Pele, Majuba Ibe Gungun, Majuba Ibe Gungun, Majuba Ibe Lagba, Majuba Ibe Lagba, Gungun, Kiki Gungun. I always want to give honor and praises to the ancestors, because without the ancestors, we wouldn't be here. We are our ancestors. I also want to stand honor and praises to the true and living elders out there, according to from an African worldview and from an African world perspective. Again, peace to those in the chat, peace to those that may be looking at this later on in the archives. Family, please like and share the show with those that you think that may appreciate this information. And I'll digress and pass the mic.
I guess I'll go share Lafayette. I need peace to the family, man. We appreciate y'all for coming through. We back at it again on Kofi Piesie TV. We're gonna be discussing a few of the current events that happened in this crazy week. So let's just get ready for the conversation, man. I appreciate y'all. Peace. Make sure y'all like and share the show, please.
All right, peace, 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 brother T'Challa. You already know what's up. Yeah, it's definitely things we need to talk about, and making sure that we, you know, is there something that we can do? Kind of like this last show I did, you know,
little bit of a continuation of things. You know, what's the solution? That's what I'm interested in. What solutions we come up with as a community to fight against these same problems and injustices. So like and share the show, and appreciate everybody for tuning in.
All right, peace. Satep and Ra, Mariaman. I hope y'all enjoy the show today. It should be good. It should be packed with information and packed with some solutions on how we should move forward with certain topics. So yeah, y'all tune in.
All right, real quick before we get started, because I'm gonna be playing some videos real quick. Let's go. Hold on. Let me share my screen while I'm talking about. Let me go. Y'all, let me know when my screen is sharing. All right, share. All right. Y'all, let me know when y'all see that copyright disclaimer come up there.
You good on this end?
Okay. Wait just a minute and see if it's gonna pop up on y'all. Let me know if it's on the YouTube end too. Is it on the YouTube end, y'all?
Yep.
Okay. Well, all right. Now this is a copyright disclaimer. This is copyright, all rights, copyrights reserved. I'm gonna be playing some videos, so don't want to get the channel strike. So the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comments, news reports, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. So there you have it. There's copyright. So we are secured. Let me stop sharing. Well, I'm not gonna stop sharing my screen. Well, first we'll go over here to. We're gonna play a couple of videos. The first video I'm gonna play is. Hold on, I may have to stop. Let me stop sharing first. I'm gonna stop sharing and come back out because I want my volume to. I don't know if I. Damn. I don't know if let's see, remove. All right. I don't know if I stop sharing. Let me go. I need to share with sound. I don't see share with sound on here, man.
Should be at the bottom left hand corner.
Yeah, but it ain't showing it. It's just when I hit the share button. Hold on. I hit the share button. Let me see if I do it like this. Nope. Okay, I do it like this. It's still the same thing. It just got the bottom share. It doesn't have share. I don't see the share. Maybe we'll be good though. Go over here. Y'all let me know when y'all able to see the video.
Yeah, we see it.
Okay. Well, the first video, like I said, we're gonna be all over the place a little bit, just talking about some of the current events that happened in the last couple of weeks, couple of weeks. So first, we're gonna play a video by this young black guy named Deandre, who lives in the neighborhood, somewhere in the neighborhood, and was assaulted. But let's play the video. And y'all in the chat, y'all let me know if y'all can hear the video.
Yeah, I can't hear nothing. I don't know about y'all, and it's choppy. It ain't even smooth.
Say what now?
It ain't no sound.
Oh, okay. I know why it's not in the sound. Godly. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna have to unplug my thing. Let me go back. I got to unplug unhook my play. I'm finna play it back. Now I don't hear nothing. Period. Hold on. Turn that off. All right.
That is sparking outrage in South
Can y'all hear
Carolina,
now?
where a white Army
Yeah,
officer was caught
yeah,
on
you
camera
good to go now.
saying, quote, "You're in the wrong neighborhood," shoving him.
But let me do this. That might be too. Y'all give me 1 second. We're gonna go back and play it. Let me go back over here real quick to StreamYard. Let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna share it one more time and see if that share with volume is still didn't come on up on there. I thought maybe it did that because I had my mixer plugged in. All right, let's go back to the video.
I can hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Y'all on in the YouTube, y'all on the chat, let me know if y'all can hear. I'm finna replay the video.
Go to the racial confrontation that is sparking outrage in South Carolina, where a white Army officer was caught on camera harassing a young black man, saying, quote, "You're in the wrong neighborhood," shoving him at one point. TJ Holmes here with the details. Good morning, TJ.
Hey, good morning to you, George. You know how this must feel to viewers, to Americans. Another day, another viral video of a racially charged incident. And this time, you see a young black man being absolutely berated by a white man telling him, "Get out of this neighborhood or I will carry you out." Now, while we don't know everything that led up to the incident you're about to see on video, what we do see was enough for prosecutors to say that one man should face charges. Hours of peaceful protests outside the home of Jonathan Pentland turned destructive overnight. Members of the Columbia, South Carolina community outraged over this caught-on-camera incident that led to the arrest of Pentland, an active duty soldier.
You're in the wrong neighborhood.
The incident happened Monday. Pentland is the man you see on the right in red. The 42-year-old is stationed at nearby Fort Jackson.
What? What are you going to do?
In the now viral video, for over 2 minutes, Pentland is seen berating the man for walking in the neighborhood.
You either walk away or I'm going to carry you out of here. What do you want to do?
He demands to know where the young man lives.
Where? Where's your house?
Hey, I'm gonna pause it real quick. Y'all see right here in the video, the Deandre, that's his name. They didn't give a last name, but you can see here in the video that the guy is asking him where did he live. He's telling him he lives here. He lives in this neighborhood. And I don't know on this video, well, we're gonna keep playing and see, but I don't know if on this video he kept telling him that he lives here. And the white guy is, saying that he's that they are a tight-knit community. You know what I'm saying? And you're not from over here. The guy is consistently telling him as he's walking through his neighborhood that he's from here. And the guy does not believe that this Deandre lives in this community. And then in a few minutes, you'll see some more black people walk up through the community that lives in the community, but he says they're a tight-knit community. So he doesn't believe that this young black man belongs in this nice neighborhood.
And after repeated threats, gets physical.
You better walk away. You walk away. You're talking to my wife right now.
Pentland this morning is charged with assault and third-degree battery, and if convicted, could face a $500 fine and 30 days in jail. Witnesses say police initially said they could only charge Pentland with destruction of property after swatting away the young man's cell phone. But the sheriff says he acted quickly after seeing the video, which has now attracted millions of views online.
We're going to hold those responsible for those accountable. We're not going to let people be bullies in our community. And if you are, then you're going to answer for it. And that's what we've done in this case.
Shade McCallum is a neighbor of Pentland's who recorded that video.
Something just switched. It switched instantly, and he was very aggressive. And I knew that if something were to happen, he was either going to be injured or he just wasn't going to make it out of that situation alive.
You do hear the alleged victim repeatedly attempt to de-escalate.
Call the police. Hey, they've already been called. They're just waiting. You know what? Maybe you should hang out a little longer. We'll see how it goes.
I just didn't want him to be another hashtag. We know how that goes for us. So that's what went through my mind.
Now, the sheriff is not releasing the name of the young black man in the video, who he calls absolutely a victim, but the sheriff does acknowledge that there were other incidents, at least 2 other recent incidents in that same neighborhood involving that young black man. But as the sheriff put it, there was nothing that occurred in those.
You see right there, you see what they're trying to do right there. It's always trying to do something to kind of justify why a person was either assaulted or bullied or killed. So now they saying don't nobody know, but they were saying it was 2 incidents that happened in that community involving Deandre. So now, that's what they do. They always try to ostracize the person. You know what I'm saying? The victim always try to ostracize the person, always try to throw dirt on the person's name, always try to slander the victim's name.
Incidents that justified the assault we see in the video, and he left it at that. Also, guys, Fort Jackson, the commander there where that soldier is stationed, did say he does not condone the behavior in the video, and now the Justice Department is looking into the incident.
Yeah, people want to know more answers. Exactly. Yeah, more questions. But the sheriff was very clear about that. But you also were very clear too, TJ, that we don't know what happened leading up to that moment when the camera started rolling.
And you wonder what happened. All we can do is wonder, but we have to go with what the sheriff is saying.
Right.
And he is saying, no matter what happened, and that young man he's made clear is a victim, is not facing any charges himself. He said for sure there was nothing that took place that justified what we do see in the video. So we'll have some answers hopefully sooner than later.
Thank you for making that clear, TJ.
All right, thank you, TJ.
And they've been, let me stop sharing my screen. I'll go back to sharing my screen in a minute. And we'll go to the next video, but let me see. Let me stop. Let me do this. And my mouse working. Let me fix it out of here. My mouse went dead. Go back up here. All right. Now, with that, we see this a lot. We see this a lot. Bullying and being assaulted by these big white men. Now, this is do y'all believe that big white guy, if it would have been a black man walking in that neighborhood, you think he would have been pushing or trying to assault? When we see this over and over, we see these big guys, we see it with this them slanging a young girl, a while back in Texas, you know what I'm saying? Another state, you see another little young black girl being body slammed by a teacher. We keep seeing these types of incidents. So do y'all believe that, if this was a man, this white man would have been, he would have been all in the man face, slapping his phone out of his hand, pushing him, talking about carrying him out of the neighborhood. And then not only that, just are we only subjected to staying in what they call the ghettos? Black people are allowed to stay in nice communities? What y'all think about that? I'm talking to people on the panel, my brothers on the panel, and anybody else too in the chat too.
Nah, I definitely think not. I think whatever training. Didn't you say he was? You said he was what? He was part of.
He's in the military. He's in that white guy's in the military.
Yeah,
I
so
think he's a master somewhere around there.
I think that training kind of pumped him up too, as well. As well as him being a little bigger than the other guy. But yeah, I definitely don't think that would have happened if it was a more of an equal matchup, especially not in the aggressive manner that it did. And as far as your second question, nah, man, first of all, you said, should we be allowed? Like, it's crazy that it's 2021. We still have to ask questions like this. Well, should we be allowed? Like, so we still do we still have these human rights, these civil rights? Did we ever have them in the first place? So yeah, definitely we are in way more places than just the ghetto and the underprivileged areas of America. But yeah, man, we got to do better at preparing ourselves for physical altercations and keeping some type of protection on us in case it goes the other way. But I yield.
Yeah, because that's just crazy, man. Like we already in a vehicle, we driving, and if the police get behind us, we scared to death. We scared to death, and so we got that one thing. And if we on foot and we walking, because this is not the first incident that done happened where somebody done got assaulted or somebody done got the police and they got arrested for just walking in a good neighborhood, and they may even stay in a neighborhood or away from the neighborhood. So we're not even allowed to walk in good neighborhoods without being racial profile, without thinking that we up to no good. We're finna go disturb the peace, breaking somebody's house. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, one of the neighbors are calling the police because we look like we don't fit in that neighborhood, i.e. meaning that our color doesn't match the neighbors in that community, man, which is crazy, man. What about anybody else on the panel?
Hey, I think it's a dangerous game that they play, trying to I feel like you can misjudge a situation. A person can look a certain way and they can look like they're not as much of a threat, but it's certain things that I know that I'm into, and there's certain sayings that we say. You got a man with two hands. You know what I'm saying? That's what's in front of you. That's what you got to deal with. Man with two hands, and two arms, two legs, just like you. You man, just like you. And there are certain parts of the body that you can't train. You know what I'm saying? Shawn kind of going in on it a little bit in the chat, but Shawn, you already know, like when it comes to just off that immature, all because of the trying to be a bully, that don't work. You know what I'm saying? That don't work. And size ain't necessarily just gonna be the determining factor, because on the street, you walking up on somebody, police or not, you taking a risk. You don't know what they got. You don't know what they're capable of. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the first thing, and that's psychologically what we do as well when we size up each other within the community. Like we be like, oh man, I could take him or whatever, man. You just perpetuating the same violence to give them a reason to come around the corner because you fighting now. You know what I'm saying? So we have to look at things like, look, like you said, keep some protection. And for those of us that are smaller in stature or whatever, that may look like an easy prey target, people walking up on you. I know every time I've had a run in with the police, it's been at least 4 or 5 of them patting me down or whatever. Like I've never had a one-on-one encounter with the police like that. It's always been 2, 3, 4, 5 police officers. And so that that kind of stuff does matter, but you catch you a person that know what they doing with themselves, especially if they do it for a living, man, you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So we need to watch that. Like that's just something that we all need to learn from. Like don't be trying to bully people just because they might look weak. They turn around and punch you in your throat, and you be waking up in the hospital somewhere. Like it's just real dangerous. And with that, yeah, with the civil rights things, like we need to be able to walk wherever, as long as we're not breaking any laws, any rules. We need to be able to be where we're gonna be. We got one planet. You know what I'm saying? All this extraterritorial stuff, like that's out the window. We should be able to walk in whatever neighborhood.
Right. What about you, Satep? What's your thoughts on it, man?
Yeah, I don't believe Buddy would have tried that if it was somebody, you know, of his size and stature. And I believe I heard on the news that the young brother, he may have a mental condition. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't all the way there. So, you know, that plays a role as well with kind of going with to T'Challa's point, you know. Dude, if he really do got a mental issue, you know, that could have went both ways. He could have snapped. You know, some of them people be strong, you know what I'm saying? They just because they don't like the mental capacity, they still had the primitive instincts to, you know, protect themselves in harm's way. So yeah, but to answer the question though, yeah, I don't think it would have went quite as smooth as he thought if it was somebody, you know, the same size as him. And I think his approach would have been totally different.
Right. I definitely do too. I see it too many times. We're gonna go to the next one. And Rodney, hold on. Rodney says, did you see the story of Brian Cornett, another black man attacked in Columbus? Nah, I hadn't, man. If you can't, dang, he can't even put it in the link. I have to look him up. I'll look him up in a minute. We may discuss that story in a minute. Let me share my screen again. Let's go back to share my screen. All right. Y'all let me know when my screen is sharing again. We'll go to this in here first. Y'all let me know when it gets sharing.
We made USAA insurance. You need a second chance. Okay. This is the only one I could get. I'm going to teach you my system about.
Now we're going to go to.
Damn, that ain't what I want to see. Hold on. Let me go in.
A police officer in Virginia has now been fired.
All right. Let me load my screen. Y'all let me know if y'all can see that. Y'all can see that.
Yeah, run it, Kofi.
All right. Hold on. It says we can't wait for them to become responsive at exit pages. Wait. All right. Here we go.
Fired after he pepper sprayed a black and Latino Army officer during a traffic stop. The officer's name is Joe Gutierrez. You see him here on the left, pepper spraying the Army Lieutenant Colonel Caron Nazario and yelling at him to get out of the car. Nazario sued the Windsor Police Department earlier this month, arguing the officers racially profiled him and used excessive force. City officials say an internal investigation found Gutierrez did not follow the department's policies. The second officer involved in the traffic stop is still on the force. And the video is, well, here's NBC's Sam Brock.
The initial call for a felony traffic stop immediately turned tense, with officers pulling their weapons.
Put your hands out the window!
A Windsor police officer says in his report he spotted a vehicle with dark-tinted windows and no license plate displayed that was eluding police. Though a lawsuit says a paper license plate was visible in the rear window of the new car.
How many occupants are in the vehicle?
It's only myself. Why are your weapons drawn? What's going on?
The two officers demanding U.S. Army Lieutenant Caron Nazario exit the SUV as the officer's body cameras and Nazario's cell phone were all rolling.
What's going
Get out
on?
of the car now!
Nazario, who is black and Latino and was wearing his military uniform, asks repeatedly why he's being detained.
I'm serving this country and this is how I'm treated?
One of the responding officers appears to make a reference to the electric chair.
Now this is crazy. This is another incident. This is another incident. You got first incident that we played. You had an incident of an active military officer. I don't know if he was a sergeant master, the white guy that bullied Deandre, the young black male walking in the neighborhood. And now you got an incident where you got a black Latino who's active in the military and has been pulled over by the police, and they see that he has his military uniform on. They don't care nothing about it. They immediately, you got one officer immediately, well, probably both of them. I can't see the other guy that actually got fired. I don't know. Do y'all know if this guy with my cursor at that has his weapon drawn, did he get fired? I know the guy that actually did the pepper spray, I know they ended up firing him, but I guarantee they fired him and he still got his pension. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee he still got his pension. That's something too I think that they need to start doing too. If they start firing these people, you know what I'm saying, or even if they under investigation, they need to stop paying them. They need to stop paying them, even if they under investigation, even while they going through the trial. They need to stop paying them. You know, they need to suspend and take their pension away. You know, if they step down, because we're gonna talk about another incident here in a minute where another officer resigned and stepped down. But I guarantee she still has her pay, and I guarantee she's, you know what I'm saying, she's gonna get away with it. And just like this brother, just like this guy here, he's gonna get away with it. He's gonna be charged. You know, they're gonna go through the formalities. You know what I'm saying, blase, this and that, and then that's gonna be the end of it. But this brother here, like I'm saying, they don't care that he has his military uniform on, and they have their weapon drawn. They're gonna pepper spray this brother, and they're gonna assault him, and and pull him out of his vehicle and put him on the ground, man. Watch.
According to the lawsuit.
What's going on? You're fixing to ride the lightning, son.
And then this exchange.
I'm honestly afraid to get out.
Hold on.
Yeah, you should be. Get out.
Corey, hold on before I play. You said, Corey, he didn't get fired. I thought I read that the officer that pepper spray got fired. This guy here, if you can see my cursor, the big white guy, the big chubby white guy. I thought I read something where they actually fired him. They didn't fire him. Corey said he didn't get fired. I could stand corrected. I thought he did get fired, but Corey said he didn't get fired. Wow.
Officer Joe Gutierrez then pepper sprays Nazario in the face.
You see right there, you got one of the officers, and then have they from the little bit of research I did on it, they only talks about the officer that got sprayed. They don't talk. I hadn't seen too much written about the other officer that had his weapon drawn and then was trying to actually open his door and pull him out of the car. So he tried to open the door was locked. So now you got the other officer begins to pepper spray. Look at it.
That's up.
Overnight in a statement, the town acknowledged the unfortunate events. Officer Gutierrez has since been terminated by the Windsor police. They terminated. Okay, so Corey said the same thing. One got fired, the other one didn't. So the one that had his weapon drawn in the back didn't get fired, but the one that actually did the pepper spray, I thought I read that he actually got fired. But like I said, he got fired, and they probably gonna pay him up for a couple of months, and he's gonna get his full pension. Now a civil suit alleging a violation of constitutional rights.
My client wants to prevent those two officers from doing it to anyone else.
Nazario admits in his complaint that he didn't immediately pull over, driving nearly 2 minutes with his hazard lights on so he could stop at a well-lit gas station. In a report.
So, all right there, real quick. So, does that justify two police officers drawing their weapons? And I probably would have did the same thing, to be honest. If I'm in a vehicle, and I done it. I have done it in the past, where lights are on me, and I may drive about 5 minutes more before I actually pull over, because I'm actually trying to get somewhere where I can actually pull over where there's lights and where other people may be able to see what's going on, especially if I'm on the interstate or I'm on the highway. You know, I'm gonna drive a little bit and I'm gonna get off the exit. I'm not gonna pull over on the interstate. I'm not gonna pull over on the highway. I'm gonna get off on the next exit, the closest exit to me, and I'm gonna pull over. You know what I'm saying, for my safety and for the officers' safety. So, does that justify him doing that? Does that make him a criminal? Because I think that, you know what I'm saying, they're not just that, but I know their rationale and their justification. Okay, that he's got something. He's a criminal. He's doing something illegal because he didn't pull over time the lights got on. You know what I'm saying? So that's just crazy to me. But let's go ahead.
One of the responding officers writes, the driver was actively resisting. When I attempted to unlock and open the driver's door, the driver assaulted myself by striking my hand away.
The Supreme Court is...
I didn't see that. Hold on, let me run that back, because they showed that I didn't see him striking when the officer that had the gun drawn. He tried to unlock the door and the door was locked. Hold on. They say he struck his hand back. He assaulted the police officer. Hold on. Let's see. Let's go back. Okay. Let's just go back here, because I want to see if he struck the officer like they said. But he didn't pepper spray him until, hold on, let me go back a little bit further. And the whole time, y'all, if y'all look, you know, they saying that he's resisting. The brother got his hands up. You see, okay, he tried to unlock the door. Now the other officer tried to unlock the door. Okay, stop. So, am I tripping? I could be tripping. Am I tripping? Did y'all see this brother assault those officers? You had the first officer, the chubby guy that actually got fired, that did the spraying. He tried to unlock the door was locked. The second officer that had his gun drawn came up and he tried to unlock the door, it was locked, and the officer in front begins to pepper spraying. Am I tripping? Did he assault that officer? Anybody on the panel or anybody in the chat?
I ain't see it unless I missed it.
Yeah, I done ran it back. Watch, I'm gonna run it back one more time. And they say he's resisting, right? He has his hands up the whole time. Okay, and he did. He had his weapon. Both of them. I said I didn't know if both had their weapons drawn. You know, but both of them had their weapon drawn. I know we seen the officer that didn't get fired with his weapon drawn. This is the guy that actually did the pepper spray. He had his weapon drawn on him at first. You see, he tried to unlock the door. Then the second one, you see, then he began to spray. He did not assault those officers. Now they saying that he's assaulting them. Now they trying to justify why they spraying.
Unfortunate events. Officer Gutierrez has since been terminated by the Windsor Police.
Okay,
now a civil suit alleging a violation of constitutional rights.
And made it that they said they wrote it. Of course, that's what they do.
Those two officers from doing it to anyone else.
Nazario admits in his complaint that he didn't immediately pull over, driving nearly 2 minutes with his hazard lights on so he could stop at a well-lit gas station. In a report, one of the responding officers writes, the driver was actively resisting when I attempted to unlock and open the door.
Okay, like he said, false report right there that Corey's talking about. The driver was actively resisting when an attempt to unlock the open driver door. The driver assaulted myself by striking my hand. He did no such thing. And that's crazy. You lying, and it's on camera. Y'all got these body cameras on, and everything is being recorded. So your report and your statement is not matching the footage on the body cam or the recording from the store.
Driver's door, the driver assaulted myself by striking my hand away.
The Supreme Court has held since 1977 that even for a routine traffic stop, Officers have the power and the discretion to order a driver out of the car.
For the news, I'm Sam Brock.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching.
So that's crazy. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen real quick, and we'll go to the next video in a minute. But hold on, let me undo this. Okay, let me go back here. So again, we have two incidents. We have the first video we showed the incidents of an active military officer assaulting a young black person for, I guess, walking in. We don't have they say they don't have the full detail. You know, Satipara said that they said that he may be what you say, what they say what might have been wrong with Deandre. Satip?
I think I heard something where they said he was a little mentally challenged. I don't know if it's fact, but
Right. Yep. And I'm saying that to say that, you know, they're gonna, you know, I don't know, you know, but you know, like I'm saying, they always try to throw dirt on the victim name. They always try to ostracize the victim to justify why they got bullied, they got assaulted, or they got killed. This is just something that they do. The brother may be mentally challenged. I don't even know, even if he wasn't disturbing them or harassing them, it does not justify that man walking up, because he was asking, the guy had a problem with him walking in the neighborhood, you know. And then now you see with this incident, you got a police officer, two white male police officer is pulling over a black Latino military guy. And they disregarded that this brother was active in the military, and all they seen was skin color. They thought maybe he was a criminal. Okay, he's in a dark vehicle with dark tint. He didn't pull over. Immediately after we threw the lights on, the brother went down 2 more miles to get somewhere. Like I said, I probably would have did the same thing. I would have got somewhere where there's a lot of light and there is pedestrians, you know, and traffic where people actually can see what's going on, you know, for my safety and for their safety as well. And even going to looking, those guys that's like, okay, going back to the white guy that's in the military that assaulted Deandre, people of color that's in the military. I worked for the military for 10 years. I wasn't in the military. I worked as a civilian. I worked at one of the biggest mobile bases, which was Camp Shelby at the time. I seen a lot of people from all over different states that would come because, you know, you had other mobile places, but Camp Shelby was the biggest one. And I worked in supplies. So I ordered whatever the military had. So I interacted with the what they call them, it's been a minute, supply sergeants. So, and the supply sergeants, I interacted with them. They would come in and pick up whatever they had. And this was especially during the time when they was over there in Iraq or Afghanistan, one or two, they was over there for a long time. And so I would order stuff for their training at the facility at Camp Shelby, and I would order stuff that they need when they got ready to go overseas. And even by me interacting with the supply sergeants, or even being on base and interacting with some of the military factor that was there, are people that actually worked at Camp Shelby, the blacks was treated different. You know what I'm saying? You know, they was treated different. They, you know what I'm saying, they was treated, it was hard for an individual to catch. This is stuff that I seen and stuff that I heard a lot of the black soldiers would say, you know what I'm saying, while I was there, you know, they got, you know, you know, it was hard for them to get promoted. They got looked over being promoted, different promotions. They had to do certain things, even though when they got qualified for certain things, it was still hard for them you know what I'm saying, you know, to come up in rank, because the more you come up in rank, the more money you had. But where I worked at, the two people that was over me, they was, well, you had three. I had two black master sergeants. They was master sergeants, and then I had a white master sergeant who was racist as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And excuse my French. And you know, so they didn't respect the black people. He definitely didn't. And the people that I seen definitely with the things that I seen did respect. They don't care. In the same, just going back to the video that we seen with the officer, the two white male officers not respecting this black Latino active sergeant that has his, what they call, if I can't read, because it's been a long time since I worked for the military, but I think they call BDU. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but he had his BDUs on, and they didn't give a damn about that. They just thought this brother was a criminal. They didn't care nothing about him being in the military, him serving and fighting for the countries. And even the brother, you know, told him, man, this is messed up, man. I'm fighting for this country, man, and y'all treating me like this. They don't care nothing. They don't care nothing about that, man. You know, all they see is one thing, man, your skin color being a threat. But just a question out here for the panel, what's name? Do y'all think that was the reason why they pulled them over and trying to justify why they did what they did was because he didn't pull over immediately after after the lights were thrown on him? I think they say he drove about 2 miles down the road and then pulled over. Pulled over. So do y'all think that is, you know, why they come out, you know, guns full blazing, drawn, and you know what I'm saying, and loud talking him, and you know, and trying, because you know, they a lot of them do have a problem of, they have I could be wrong, but I think a lot of them have authority complexes. Like that, when people have authority complexes, they always want to over exert their authority. And if you're not actually, you know what I'm saying, doing what they asking you to do, they feel like they're not in authority, so they become aggressive. I see this on the jobs as well, but I'm saying you see this a lot dealing with with some people, not all, with some with the police force. So do y'all believe that was the reason why they come out guns blazing, you know what I'm saying, talking loud, being aggressive, and then pepper spraying the brother, pulling him out of the car, assaulted him, and put him on the ground because he did not pull over immediately after the lights was pulled on him?
Yeah, I think it may be that. Also, right, we got to remember, man, some of these officers, a lot of them be scared as hell, man. I feel like they need to start doing start tightening up their ship on psychological evaluations. Like if you scared, which is understandable to be put in that position for a regular person, but you are a police officer. So if you're not conditioned for this, if you're not mentally and emotionally ready for this, then you should be in another line of work. So I think a lot of them legit be scared to death. Also seeing that he was in the military, in my mind, it would have factored, okay, well, he had some type of physical training too. So maybe I need to be a little more fearful, or maybe I need to be a little more aggressive. I mean, I'm just trying to get into their mind and figure out how they think. Man, I don't know though.
What about you, T'Challa? He might have walked away from the screen.
No, I'm right here.
Go ahead. What about you?
I mean, I think that's what I was speaking to earlier. Like, and I think I mentioned this every time we had these bills. If you're an officer of any sort, just to be a security guard You got to know how to handle yourself. And that don't always mean when it's done escalated. Handling yourself is about handling yourself. That means things don't have to go left. So if you're able to de-escalate a situation, which is the first thing they train you to do, they don't throw you in there telling you, okay, this is how you need to handle somebody. They show you words and terminology and what to use to help de-escalate an altercation. Because they don't want to have you file paperwork and have to use any of the training. Because that's more paperwork, more. It's going to be investigations, and it's just a lot. So when they draw their weapon and they actually fire their weapon, be it a taser, pepper spray, they got to go through a psyche valve every time and talk about the time that they fired their weapon. Why was your weapon discharged? Did you feel like your life was in danger? And the $1 million answer is yes. They always feel like their life is in danger. So my question is, as a trained professional, you train to handle all types of situations, psychologically, physically, mentally, whatever. You always feel like you in danger and need to draw your weapon with lethal force, or is all of that training with the non-lethal force out the window? Because that's what, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, at that point, your hands are literally weapons too. You have to register your hands, but still, like when we talk about like with a weapon outside of your body, you know, especially a firearm. If your mental state is that you always in enough harm for your firearm to be drawn, then you don't, like Sutek said, you don't need to be in that line of work. Because if that was the case, the basketball player wouldn't be able to not dribble the basketball or wait for the ref to, you know what I'm saying, to give it to him. He'll always be trying to dribble the damn basketball. Instead of when the ref blows the whistle and give him the ball, he's supposed to give him the ball. Like you can't just, so you don't know how to not use a tool on the job. There's just one tool that police officers have is their gun. Mean tell me you can't not use that tool. You can't use some other type of tactics and methods to be able to de-escalate things, especially being law enforcement. Most people are gonna be like, all right, look, it's a whole police officer. Let me just, you know, we do have these situations where, like this one, where you do try to comply. He's trying to figure out what's going on. None of it is justified. I don't care if he drove the 2 minutes. It's not justified.
That's crazy. Yeah, right. Like what you just said about them having to be that's true. You know, once their weapon is drawn and where their weapon is fired or whatever, they have to, you know, go through these formalities and paperwork. And one of the things is that, you know, they say that they, you know, they fear for their life. How I'm trying to understand, how are you fearing for your life when you pulling somebody over? Even when you go to the window, I can say, okay, you being a little cautious when you go into because most of the time when you see them pulling a person over, they got their hand, they got a flashlight, they got a flashlight in their hand, or are they walking slowly to the car with their hand on their weapon. The weapon is not drawn, but they're cautious and they're walking to the thing. But once you get there and you see you got a person or an individual or people inside of a vehicle, and you let the window down and they are complying with you, you know what I'm saying? How will you feel like you fearing? I can see if the person let the window down, but they have a weapon drawn, or they being aggressive with you, or they're talking about attacking you, or getting out of the car, doing all types of things. That's just crazy to me that that's the thing that they go to. They feel like their life was threatened. And when we look on camera, you know, look at the camera and see these things, man, a lot of times how are you threatened? You know, a lot of people, they're just shooting people, you know what I'm saying? Just, I'm country willy-nilly. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, you know, that's just crazy, man. That's just crazy to me. And could it be, you know, and just going and just, trying to get into their psyche. Like a lot of things too, they could be scared. I'm not justifying what, you know, the killings and the assaults and the mistreatment that they do. But, you know, we also have to, you know, if we trying to correct the misuse and abuse of these officers, things that are going on, or even the abuse of other people in other communities, we have to also go at these news media outlets, because they are portraying too, you know, that people that looks like us are up to no good. You know, we thugs, we killers, we criminals. Our women's are bees and whores and scammers and so forth. So, and even on our favorite movies, we love to watch the favorite movies where we are always portrayed as gangsters. We always portrayed as drug dealers and kingpins. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we have to hold the movies. If we're gonna hold the officers, we got to hold the movies. We have to TV, news media outlets, the same. Even these blog sites, we have to hold all these people and figure out what can we do to correct some of these things. You know what I'm saying? Or what can we put in place to hold these people accountable when somebody puts some misinformation out there on one of their blog sites. CNN reports something and that's false information. They're portraying us to be such a certain way to justify them for killing or assaulting us. So we'll talk about that a little bit more, some more mechanisms that we should put into place, because we don't show another video, but the thing that we showing these videos that we showing, like, a lot of us think that this goes on daily. This is not something that is randomly happen. And when things like this happen, you know, a lot of us, we surprised that this is going on. Like, this is not happening. You know what I'm saying? This is a rare occasion. This is not something that's rare, that's happening, you know what I'm saying, every now and then. This is stuff that's almost happened daily, where we are being targeted, we are being assaulted, we are being abused, we are being, you know what I'm saying, we are being killed. But every time these things happen, we do the same thing. And we're going to come back and talk about that, because I want to talk about the mechanisms. What can we put in place? Because we don't have anything in place for people that say that we got things in place. We don't. Because if we had things in the play, this stuff wouldn't be recurring, because when these things are happening in other different communities, these things are not reoccurring in other different communities over and over and over and over, because they have some type of mechanisms, some type of things in place. So this won't happen again. You know what I'm saying? Or this won't happen every day, you know what I'm saying, or reoccurring every day or every other day. You see what I'm saying? But we have some things that's in place that is outdated that we need to change. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's go to I'm gonna read Enigma 9x9 comment. He says, "Yep, people claims military service is one of the highest honors you can do for this country." Yes, and a lot of people that I worked with in the military, when I worked for Camp Shelby, a lot of the blacks, I mean, they love the military. You know what I'm saying? They thought this was like you saying, one of the highest honors, but they got mistreated. I'm telling you something that I verified with my own eyes. I seen them get mistreated. I seen a lot of them, you know, told me what they went through to get where they went. Because again, I worked at one of the biggest mobbing base in the United States, which was Camp Shelby at the time. It's no longer a mobile base. That's why I'm not working there anymore. It's a National Guard base, or I call weekend warriors base, where people go down there and train on the weekend. If you're not active, you're in the reserve. So I wish they was talking about changing it from Camp Shelby to a fort. Now, if they would have changed it to fort, man, I'd have still been down there right now, because I was already making good money, and they was definitely gonna have to up my pay if they would have changed it to a fort. But these are things that I seen and things that I heard from people that actually was in the military, and we had people from different states that would come from different units would come from all over the United States, you know what I'm saying, and come there, and I had the privilege of talking to, you know what I'm saying, a lot of those, and a lot of them that came there, they was there for months at a time before they actually left and went to Kuwait, or they actually left and went to Iraq or Afghanistan. They would train there for months before they leave out. And a lot of times, like I said, I worked in supply, so I deal with the supply sergeants, and a lot of times they will bring some of the other officers there with them to help them with these big trucks to load up all this stuff that they need for their missions when they leave, and the missions that they had while they was on Camp Shelby and stuff that they had while they was training. But let's go. Let me share my screen again, man. Let's go to this other video. Y'all let me know when my screen is sharing.
Hi, my name is Merlin, and if you stick around for just 15 seconds, I'll show you a new online software that generates automated income from anywhere you have.
Is my screen sharing, y'all?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I see it now on YouTube. And all right. Now, this video here I'm playing here this is the video of the 20-year-old who was shot and killed by a white female officer. But before I go there, let me do this. I'm a before I play that, I want to deal with this real quick. Let me know if this, I don't know if this the article. This should be the article. All right. Is this y'all see the article?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. Now, this here is a weapon, right? This is a gun. This is a taser, right? Those are two different things. One is black, one is yellow. One is heavier, one is lighter, right? So right here it says, Brooklyn Center police officers are advised to keep handguns and tasers like this type used by U.S. police forces on opposite sides. Almost all American police departments now issue their officers with tasers according to one's assessment. The U.S.-based Onyx company, which developed the tasers used by the Brooklyn Center Police Department involved in their incident, was quoted as saying their weapons were designed to be distinguished from a handgun. So we see right here in the article, right here, that we can tell the two. We know that this is a handgun. We know that this is a taser. It was designed, as he said, to be distinguished from the taser, to be distinguished from the handgun. It had implemented numerous features of training recommendations and reduced the possibilities of these incidents occurring, including making them look and feel different from a firearm. So there's another one. Like I was saying, that the handgun is heavier than the taser. So they made the taser lighter. Made the taser lighter. They gave the taser a bright color. You know what I'm saying? Also, and if the officer is right-handed, which is the strong hand, then the taser will be on the left-hand side. If your strong arm is the left hand, then the taser will be on the weak side, which will be on the right side. And again, they made the taser to be distinguished from the handgun, right? They made the taser have this this loud color that look different, and it also is distinguished from the handgun. They also made the taser lighter than the handgun. So if I draw my weapon, if I draw my handgun, and then I draw my taser, then I would know the difference. I would know the difference. I also, if I draw the taser, I would definitely notice this loud yellow color. Also, I would notice that it's lighter than the handgun that I always tote around.
Hey, Kofi, look at the handle.
Right. Even the handle was different.
So you gonna feel that. Like you're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a load of crap. And tasers, knowing what you're fully aware of whatever. Okay, so I had my conceal and carry training. Whole family that I had there is over here, right? And even if you didn't learn this through conceal and carry or didn't know this before, they're gonna make sure that they let you know. I.e., any training when you draw a firearm, you're fully aware of what weapon you put in your hand. Any discipline. I'm gonna go pick up something and I don't know how it works or what it does or how to operate it. What happens if the gun misfires and you don't know what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? Like you can pick a gun up and not know what type of gun you have in your hand, and it could be problems. So that's why I didn't know it was a taser versus it wasn't the taser versus my standard issue firearm. Especially as an officer, you don't know what's in your hand.
Right, because they've been trained. They've been trained. So, and it says it has to implement numerous features of training recommendations to reduce possibilities of these incidents occurring. So they've been trained. They've been trained. They are trained officers. Trained officers. They have been trained. Were designed and to be distinguished from handguns. And even just going back to that real quick, I want to stop right real quick before I show the video, and I'm gonna read a little bit more of this. Okay, in order to be an officer, you have to go through training camp. You have to be trained. You have to be trained. So these people that are graduating and becoming officers, right? And they've been trained. Is it? I'm looking at, are they being trained properly? Because if these people are supposed to be trained professionals before you put them out here in the field, you know what I'm saying, to police, to protect and serve, you have to go to training. You have to go through training to be professional before before you get out in the field. I don't think they can't be training these individuals, right? And calling these trained professionals, you know what I'm saying? If every time we look up, there's some type of incident that is happening. You know what I'm saying? That is happening. They didn't mean to do it, or they was, such and such. It's just always something, man. So again, it says recommended reduce possibility incidents occur, including making them lock and difference from the firearm. Distinction taser features include they are often produced by bright colors, as I talked about. So I knew if I pull this weapon again, I would see this bright yellow color. I would know this is a taser, a yellow, and by the weight, and as T'Challa pointed out, the handles are different, right? Weight significance less than the police gun. Like I said, the taser is way lighter than the handgun. Have no trigger safety mechanism as most guns do. Police officers typically trained to keep guns in the holsters on their dominant side to avoid confusion if it with the taser, which is kept on the belt on the other side of the body, like I explained. If your strong hand was the right hand, then you will carry your handgun on that side. Your weak side will be where the taser will be. Brooklyn Center Police Manual says that the following officer must position tasers and reaction side holsters on the side opposite of the duty weapon. So if you're right-handed, you carry your firearm on your right side and you carry your taser on the left side. Brooklyn Center Police Chief Tim Cannon told reporters after the shooting of Mr. Wright. So I'm going to stop right there. Let's go into the video. But I just wanted to show the difference between the two. And also I'm going to point something else out in the video as well in a minute. Let's go to the video.
Around 2 p.m. local time Sunday, police pulled over Wright. The police chief says they stopped Daunte Wright because he had an expired registration on his license plate. The release footage begins minutes into the stop and shows police walking up to the car, and then Wright is seen stepping out of his vehicle. Police then tried to take Wright into custody after discovering he has an outstanding warrant. The video shows Wright begins to resist as cuffs are placed on him, and he gets back into the vehicle.
As I watch the video and listen to the officer's commands, it is my belief that the officer had the intention to deploy their taser, but instead shot Mr. Wright with a single bullet. This appears to me, from what I viewed and the officer's reaction and distress immediately after, that this was an accidental discharge that resulted in the tragic death of Mr. Wright. The officer is currently on administrative leave.
Wright drove several blocks before hitting another vehicle, according to police. Police and medical personnel attempted life-saving measures following the crash, but Wright died at the scene.
As Carla wonders if she can retire sooner, she'll revisit her plan with Fidelity. And with a scenario that makes it a possibility, she'll enjoy her dream right now.
Yeah,
That's the planning effect from Fidelity.
Good old commercial. Okay, there you go.
I heard the police officer come to the window.
Wright's mother, Katie, told CNN affiliate Care TV she was on the phone with her son before the shooting. It's unclear to CNN how Katie Wright knew police had hung up the phone.
And the boy's mother is white and the boy's father is black.
Protests erupted in a suburb outside Minneapolis in the aftermath of the shooting. Hundreds taking to the streets Sunday night, clashing with police. The National Guard was also on the scene. The situation turned violent, crowds marching toward the police.
Before I play the rest of the video, okay, all right, you see the people are protesting, people are marching. You know, you got these Black Lives Matter flags out everywhere, and we might do some. I might do some on the Black Lives Matter here because I really want to discuss a lot of it. Even though I know a lot of people have talked about the ins and outs of the Black Lives Matter, but I just want to kind of recover some of the stuff and talk about the benefits of the actual people so-called running the Black Lives Matter. But here, the protesting and the marching. The last video that we showed, the first video I showed, you had people that protest when we showed Deandre, the young black brother, being assaulted by an active military that was off duty. And he was arrested. You know, we know he was arrested, but there was people that marched in protest and surrounded his house. Every time something awful happens to us, this is a reactionary mechanism, you know, in our community where we march and we protest. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with marching and protesting, but I think that this mechanism is outdated. We're not we're really not getting anywhere. You know, this is just my opinion with the marching and the protesting, because all I see is, if I was looking on the outside in, is that something is going to happen. We already know if something awful happens in this particular community, i.e. the African American community, they're going to get in the outrage. They're going to protest. They're going to go and march up and down the street. They're going to do this for a couple of weeks, maybe a month or so, and then everything's going to go back. Everything's going to go back to normal. There's going to be a press conference. You're going to see some of your favorite. You're going to see Reverend Al Sharpton. You're going to see oh boy, who's famous now. I can't think of the lawyer now, that every time you see something happen in these press conferences, you see this same black lawyer that's right there doing the press conference. They're going to give a press conference. They're going to talk about they want justice. They want this and that. But then, you know, everything's gonna go back to normal. But we'll talk about that a little bit. No, I think that this reactionary mechanism is outdated and it's not getting us nowhere. I think it served its purpose when during the civil rights movement, when we look back in 60s and we look back into the 70s. You know what I'm saying? It served its purpose, but we're in 2021. Now, that's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. But I think, you know, we have to come up with some better solutions, some better mechanisms for things that are happening, or we might need to study other different people to see why this is not reoccurring in certain communities, like, you know, the Jewish community and other different communities, that these things are not, and even in the homosexual community, these things are not happening in the homosexual community. They have more rights than we have right now, you know, and to attack and assault and to say bad slurs to these people is considered a hate crime to these people. So they even have more rights than we have. You know what I'm saying? So people are subject to think first before they do certain things in these certain communities, right? But let's keep playing the video.
Police department swarmed police cars and started destroying them. Police moved in to disperse the crowds. The chief of police also said bricks and frozen soda cans were thrown at officers, injuring one who was taken to the hospital. And while one group stayed at the police department, a second group of protesters went to a strip mall where businesses were broken into and looted.
We recognize that this couldn't have happened at a worse time.
The city of Brooklyn Center is only about 10 miles from where former police officer Derek Chauvin is on trial for the killing of George Floyd.
Right. So this happened, the killing of this young boy, all this happening around the same time that the person that killed George Floyd, who kneeled on his neck, 18 minutes and 46 seconds, is now on trial for the death of George Floyd.
The chief of police says he released the footage to be transparent and became emotional when I asked what was on his heart.
I'm the leader of this department. They expect me to lead, create a safe city. That's what I'm trying to do. So that's it. Okay. And yeah, I'm emotional.
Adrian, for the officer who shot Daunte Wright, what is their status in the department? Are they still on active duty?
The officer who shot Daunte Wright is on administrative leave, but members of the community are calling for her to be fired, and they're also asking, they say demanding, the chief of police in Brooklyn Center resign.
Wright's aunt spoke in an incredibly compelling interview with our colleague Don Lemon about her nephew, about what happened to him. Her words are nothing short of heartbreaking. Watch this.
Everybody's hurt. This is a young man that had life in front of him. He had a son. How can I explain that? I can't explain it. My family is hurt. You've seen his mother. And for 1 minute, y'all don't forget that my brother, he's there as well, his father. This is not a broken home. This is not a broken home. They've been together over 23 years. Over 23 years, they've been together. My brother has been there. Please do not disregard his feelings because my brother is in pain.
What went through your mind when you heard the police chief say that the officer fired the gun by mistake? She intended to use her taser.
You don't want to know. You really don't want to know what I felt. Right or who? But I'm going to tell you like this. And then next, right. You know the difference from a fully loaded pistol versus a stun gun.
Okay. Now, this is the auntie talking, right? Now, that's why I wanted to show the article and show what the tasers that they're actually using, right? you know, and give you the distinctions between the two, the handgun and the taser, right? So, and she's saying what I was saying when I seen the video, that, and even when we show the footage in a minute, you will see when she drawn her weapon and aimed it at him. If I draw my weapon and I aim it, I can see what I'm holding in my hand, right? We're gonna show that in a minute because she's saying it was a mistake. And the article that we read a while ago, the taser is lighter than the handgun. The taser is created in these high colors to distinguish itself also from the handgun. The handle is shorter than the handgun. And it says that they are trained in between the two. So they know when they're holding a handgun, they know when they're holding a stun gun. So, and me looking at the footage, you know, they saying it's a mistake, even though, you know, you can hear when we see the footage, if you hadn't seen it, and she says she's hollering out taser, taser, taser. But I can see, you know, I'm just saying, if it was me and I pulled my handgun, I know I done pulled my handgun, even if I'm not thinking about the weight and I'm not thinking about the color, which I would notice that what I got in my hand is lighter than what I normally carry, which is my handgun. And this weapon is a loud color. But not only that, once I aim it, I can actually see what I'm holding. And when you see the video, you can see her when she actually point the gun at Daunte. Daunte is trying to, they pull him over, again, for spy registration, tag or whatever it was. So he's trying to get back in the car. He gets back in the car and she pulls the weapon and she fires off into the car, shoots him. I don't know where the bullet actually landed at. Daunte actually pulls off and then hits another car, wrecks, and I guess he dies right there. But the auntie is actually saying the same thing I was saying after I seen the video and even reading the article and seeing the how distinguished those two weapons are, right? Let's go on.
You know the difference. And if you're a police officer, you should know that. I think that camera, I saw she held that gun out in front of her for a little while.
Okay, you hear? She said, and now the auntie is saying that she saw, when she saw the footage, she held the gun out for, that's what I'm gonna show. She held the gun out for a little while. So even if she did, and then like I'm saying, she's right-handed. So the taser will be on the left hand. The strong arm is where you have your weapon at. The taser is where you have, it's on the weak side where you have it at. So she pulled from her strong hand side. And you will see when in the footage, she pulled the weapon and she held it for a minute. Once I would have pulled it, I would notice, okay, well, I have my handgun because this feels heavier than it is. And my handgun is not yellow. You know what I'm saying? Department issue weapons, I haven't seen. Somebody can tell me if I'm not, and I have family that's actually on the police force and has been on the police force for years, and I hadn't seen any police officer with a yellow weapon, a gold weapon, not even a silver weapon. They may have silver, but I've never seen gold. I've never seen them with gold, a green gun, a different color gun. Standard issue guns are always these black weapons that they have on their hip. So damn, I would have noticed, okay, well damn, I got my handgun. You know, I probably would have retracted and put it back in and grabbed my stun gun. But as the auntie said, you can see the footage that she pulled, and that's what I was saying when I'm seeing. I pull my weapon, I can see what I'm holding. Especially if I'm pulling it out and it's in front of me, I can definitely see what I got. And then if I'm holding it for a minute or two, I definitely know what I got in my hand. So this is what Daunte's auntie is trying to explain. And this is his father, who is the African-American. This is his father's sister, his auntie that Don Lemon has on the phone. He's actually, he's actually talking to.
You mean to tell me she didn't see it? But let me ask y'all something. How would y'all feel if y'all got the call that was your nephew, if that was your son, if that was your brother, How would y'all feel? And then to sit here and people are trying to drag my nephew's name through the dirt, it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing.
And see, there you go right there. Again, like I said, the victim, when these things are always played out, it is always the person, the victim is being ostracized. The victim, you know what I'm saying? All types of things are thrown at the victim to justify them being killed or them being assaulted. Even their past is being thrown at them. You know, like this is happening all around in the same vicinity where the police officer, I can't think of his name, Derek somebody, who is on trial for the murder of George Floyd, right? And even with George Floyd, we can see that people threw his past up. Now, I don't know per se, they were saying that this was a 20-year-old boy that didn't have a record, you know, that didn't, you know, really get in trouble. I know, you know, and at times we all go through it where we may have money issue problems where we can't afford a tag for our car. We can't afford insurance at the time because we don't know that we may be on hard times. So we may have a little money coming in, so that money is reserved for other things, or we may have no money coming in where we just can't afford it at all because we have no money coming in, right? So, but you know, that's what they do. They always ostracize, you know what I'm saying, try to throw dirt on the person's name or even bring up if the person has a past, you know. And again, that's the past. I have a past. You know, I did some things in my past that I'm not happy for when I was a young man. And I got caught for those things that I did in my past as a young man. I even got punished for those things that I did as a young man, you know. So and I learned from those things. I did those things, I got caught, you know what I'm saying? The system said this is what we're gonna do to you to, you know what I'm saying? This is the repercussions for the things that you did. You know, I accepted it. I did what they asked me to do, you know. And after that, I came out and I no longer was on the path that I was on. That was the past. I learned from my mistakes. But if something was, you know, if I was in this situation or similar situations or something, people may throw my past on me. And this was let's say 17. This was 21 years ago, you know, and people grow. You know, people are not the same as they were 5 or 10 years ago. You know, even though somebody that may not see me, because I was known as B-Nut on the street. So people call me B-Nut on the street, right? And people that may not see me for 10 or 15 years, and the last thing that they saw, I understand that the last time a person might have saw me, they might have saw me on the street, you know, with a red rag in my pocket, gang banging, you know, riding around high with an assault rifle on the back seat, you know, even selling drugs selling drugs in the community. So I know that might be an image that they have, but that's no longer the person that I am. But I know people, you know, that go back to them because that might be the last memory that they have of us. But that doesn't define that that's who I am as today. But you know, they'll try to throw people past their past on things, on mistakes that they made, just to verify or validate them for killing each other, which is not right.
He didn't deserve to die. My nephew was a damn good kid. He loved his family and we loved him. Accident? An accident? No, come on now. Everybody in this world saw that gun. You mean to tell me you thought it was a taser? I've owned over a 20,000 volt taser. They don't feel nothing like a gun. Nothing like a gun. So y'all tell me, how would y'all feel if y'all got that call? That was my nephew. That was my blood. That was like my heart. My brother is my heart. Katie is my heart. They took my man's life from him. My great nephew has to now grow up, not even knowing, not even being able to touch his father. You tell me, is it our right to take somebody's life over a misdemeanor warrant just for some weed? You got these politicians out here smoking weed. They ain't dead.
I thought it was an expired tag or something, but she says weed.
You got all these people that just shot up the man that killed them Asian women. May they rest in soul. May they rest in peace. You got the people at the grocery store. You got the people in Bryan, Texas. You mean to tell me all three of them is still living? But my nephew is dead? Because now they want to use the justification of it was a mistake. You don't mistake.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because I want to go to the footage now, but that's the auntie talking. But she's
if I made a
saying
mistake
the same
like that,
thing I
I'll
was
be in
saying.
the jail cell. They'll be trying to put me under it. That's not fair. We got several police officers and all in our family. I don't have nothing bad to say about them, but what I got to say is she needs to pay for what she did to my family. My family's blood is on their hands.
Well, this is not the one with. I thought this was the one also with the footage. Let me see if I can find the one with the footage, and you can actually see what his auntie is saying. She actually pulled the weapon and hold the weapon for a minute or two before she actually pulled the trigger. Let me see.
Yeah, so while you finding that, I'm gonna say the response to this situation, like I said in the chat, will more than likely be what's called slips and capture. And the slips and capture, I put the link in the chat, is a type of error that may occur in high stress situations. It has been described as the phenomenon in the psychology of human error, such that a person may inadvertently perform one action while intending to do another. So, like Sosa said in the chat, man, it is tragic. I'm not the person to explain if this was intentional or non-intentional, but what I'm saying is this is more than likely going to be the defense.
Okay, and you said that's the slip and capture?
Yeah, it's called slips and capture.
And we'll pull that up. We'll pull that up on the screen where everybody can see it too, man. You go back through it. Hold on, because I definitely want to kind of look at it too. Hold on, let me play this footage of this video, man.
Hey, guys, check this out. You want to see what real passive income is? Check this out. For one of our clients, in just 1 month,
We begin in Minnesota with NBC News correspondent Megan Fitzgerald. She is in Brooklyn Center. Megan, I'm going to play some of the body cam video of the moment when 20-year-old Daunte Wright was pulled over and then ask you a question on the other side. But I just want to give a warning to our viewers before they watch. This video is disturbing. Here it is.
Okay, let me pause. Okay, that's not a taser, that's a handgun. And if I'm gonna stroll it back, she has a gun, she's hollering taser, taser, but she has the gun in her hand for quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? So, and so I'm just like the auntie said, when I first seen the video, I'm looking like, damn, she didn't pull the weapon and fire. Because when at first I thought she pulled the weapon and she just fired. You know what I'm saying? But she draws her weapon, taser, and you can see she's roaming around and I guess she's trying to get around the officer too to make sure she doesn't hit the officer, right? So hold on, let me go back. Taser, she has the gun. So I guess now she's firing.
So,
I'm
Megan,
just
just
gonna
explain
stop it
this
right
story.
there because I don't want to listen to that, but I just wanted to show that she had it in her, and you can see once she pull it, you know, she's moving around with the gun, I guess trying to make sure she don't hit the officer. And then once she got a clear shot, I guess she, you know, she shot. But you know, so that's what I'm saying. I don't understand, you know, we gonna read what what's the name saying with them saying it's an accident because again, she's supposed to be a trained professional, right? She's supposed to be a trained professional. Is a they made these distinctions between the two guns, you know what I'm saying, so that they would know that, you know, in these incidents that, you know, hey, I have a taser in my hand and not a gun in my hand because the taser is lighter than a gun. The bright color again, because standard issue guns, you don't see police with yellow guns, gold guns, these silver guns, standard issues. You know, they you know, is this black color. Let me see, remove myself from there. Standard issue, but go ahead and pull up that article, man. Go ahead and share your screen, man, because I definitely want to see this what is it called? Slipping. Damn, you didn't got over there. Slipping. What was it, T'Challa? I mean, Sutek.
It's slips and capture.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and read that again, man.
Yeah, so slips and capture is a type of error that may occur in high stress situations. It has been described as a phenomenon in the psychology, of human error, such that a person may inadvertently perform one action while intending to do another. The term slips and capture became more widely known in the 21st century in the United States after being referred to by law enforcement in two prominent fatal shootings cases in 2009 and 2015. In both cases, the police officer claimed to have shot a suspect while intending to use a taser. So this is something that's being repeated from the past. They said 2009 and 2015. So this apparently has already happened before, and this term, slips and capture, has been popularized by these two situations previous that are identical to this situation that we're talking about today.
See, I didn't know that. Yep, and Sosa, yeah, we talked about that, Sosa. I read the whole article. Well, not a whole article, pieces of the article where I showed the handgun and showed the standard tasers that they're using. And we talked about the handgun being on your strong. If you're right-handed, which is your strong side, then that's where your handgun would be carried. Your weak side would be the left side, which where the taser would be at. You know, and we ran down to distinguish between the handgun and the taser, and you know, them actually properly being trained. You know, so it just like I said, am I still sharing? Okay, remove from the screen. Hold on, I don't know why I'm still sharing. I gotta remove, but it's all good. So that's me still sharing. Okay, hold on. Let me do this. Stop sharing. All right, okay, there we go. Stop sharing. So you they gonna follow. They gonna use that same slip slip. What is it again? Sutek slipping.
Slip and capture. Yes, they're probably gonna use that again. Apparently, like I said, it's been used in the past in these other two situations, and that's how we got the name or the term popularized today.
Right.
Crazy.
So let's talk about. We're not gonna be on here but a few more minutes, man. Let's talk about, you know, and even the chat. I kind of took my eyes out the chat for a minute. I'm gonna go back through here and look through the chat. But you know, this is for, you know, us, you know, people on the panel and there, man. Like, what can we do to stop these reoccurring events? Or what kind of solutions y'all think that, you know, we need to put in place to stop these reoccurring events? Like I said, because every time these things happen, and they all what is Shawn saying? All I heard was Kofit. What you mean, Shawn? That's all you heard? I don't know, Shawn talking shit. SHIT. But what do y'all think, man, that we can put in place? Because, like I'm saying, what we got in place, these reactionary mechanisms, as I spoke, they're not working, man. The protesting and marching and holding these press conference, they're not working. You know what I'm saying? And so what will y'all think will be some of the solutions, man? Like I said, because I see in certain communities we don't see this I'm not saying that things are not happening, but I'm saying that you don't see these reoccurring events that are happening all the time. And some stuff gets up under the radar. These things that we seeing because they went viral. So we have no choice but to see it. Scripture represents Jesus. So Jesus saves, huh? Jesus is gonna save us. So we need to let Jesus take the wheel. Scripture. But yeah, what do y'all think, man? We what type of mechanisms we need to put in place, so these things won't be happening, man, in our community, and these people definitely be held accountable, or even think about it, real hard before they actually do some of the stuff, the dumb stuff that they keep doing over and over, and that's assaulting us and killing us. What you think, T'Challa? Then we'll go with Sutek, and I'm looking in the chat to see, it's for y'all too in the chat, man. What are some of the solutions? Some of the mechanisms y'all think that we could put in place?
Yeah, well, you definitely need somebody who you can, individuals that we can trust to be in their position of power to enforce the law. And when an officer makes a mistake like this, the consequences need to be just as severe. You done took a life, and you acted out of protocol, because protocol, when you're told to grab one thing, that's what you're supposed to grab. So the consequences become greater depending on our occupation when we make mistakes on the job. If I'm flipping burgers, I make a mistake and drop the burger, I get another patty. Company got thousands of them sitting right there in the freezer. That's no problem. We just get another patty. I make the mistake and don't get the fries in time. I done burnt the fries. Customers mad. Ain't nobody life lost, right? I might get rolled up, whatever. I'm just going through the motions, right? Make a mistake on another type of occupation. You get your consequences. But things like this, the medical field, law enforcement, right? Consequences are greater for a construction. You ever working on building nobody's house, anything like that, building these commercial properties, these office buildings and things like that. You start making mistakes on these kind of jobs, and so I think that we need to be some type of accountability for those consequences, because it just doesn't exist now. No pension, like you said.
Right. Those are some of the things. Yeah, cut that down. That was one of my things. Cut that money off. Cut that money off. That may be one thing that they can do. I mean, there's many other things that I think, but like you said, cut that money off. Stop them from getting their pensions. What about you? And I'm gonna read some of the comments too. When some people put some things in the chat, we'll get to some of that. What you think, Sutek?
I agree with the first of all, T'Challa, you spoke to a psychological point. Like, this is a human life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not disposable, so to say. So a mistake of this type of magnitude by somebody in that position is very dangerous. So that's why I said earlier, we gotta step we gotta have them step those psychological evaluations up. Because if this was indeed an accident, she should at least be fired for it. At the very least. I ain't the one to say like every situation was intentional. I don't know if this is intentional or unintentional. I know this purposely happens all the time. It's a trend. It's a reoccurring event. Speaking to this situation, I'm not sure, but because this is really the first time I've really even dug into this situation. I'm very selective with what I see and what I watch, what I consume, what my mental capacity consumes of this type of stuff, because I gotta watch my mental health. If I watch all these situations, I would be pissed the hell off all the time. So I haven't watched the George Floyd situation either. To this day, I haven't seen the video. So I'll have to dig more into it to make a more informed decision or what I think. But if this was an accident, at the least she should be fired, because this is a person's life. This is not like T'Challa said, a burger. You know what I'm saying? You drop a burger on the floor, you can go get another one. You know what I'm saying? You might take a dollar or two out of your check, but everything all good. This not that. I think we need some political mechanisms in place. When you talk about the LG, all those letters, they got political mechanisms in place. They in politics. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how they able to get laws passed and get things done. They doing what they got to do politically.
Right. They understand that, okay, if I fund your political campaign, this is what we want in return, right? And we're not doing it. We're that, and that was one of my things too. Was we have to be more educated in politics, man. You know what I'm saying? And we have to understand. We have to play the game just like everybody else plays the game, right? So, and this is one of the reasons why when I mentioned the LBGQT community, people, think very long and hard before they actually assault, attack, or even say vulgar things to these people, because it's considered as a hate crime, and there are, consequences, some serious consequences behind that, because these people have got together, you know what I'm saying, and lobbied and and put money in and politicians' campaign, and saying this is what we demand if we do this, that, and the third, if we and we do X, Y, and Z to also position and to help you get into the position that you're trying to get in. This is what we need to get done. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be able to be able to do the same, some of the same things. That's just one side, one side of it. But I ain't mean to break your bill, man. But I'm definitely agreeing with you on that part.
Yeah, you absolutely right. You went into what I was about to say. They fund these political movements, these entities, these people that are able to get things done for them. We got to start moving in the same capacity. And that ties into what you just said. Basically, financial penalties. Like Okay, y'all fucked up. So now we're gonna penalize. This is a capitalist society. No matter what nobody says, the best way to hurt an organization is in the pockets.
That's a fact.
So you hurt their pockets, they gonna think twice. They gonna think twice. So that's those are if we that's what we see with all these other communities like the LGBT, all these other organizations that are getting stuff done. This what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Like they got the same type of outrage that we got, but they just got it in a different capacity. They showing it in a different form. If we took all that outrage that we had from this situation, the Black Lives Matter and the riots from Minnesota and all that, and put that effort into something that has a proven track record of making stuff happen, then we can get something going. But the marches, the we shall overcome, that's dead, man.
That's a fact, man. It's dead, man. And you know, I don't have nothing wrong with people getting out there and you know, participating in it. I ain't finna get out there and participate just to say I went in March. When I know that these things, nothing is gonna change from me marching and me protesting. You know what I'm saying? Or tearing some shit up. You know, they know this by notice by now that this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna react in this manner, and you know, in a few weeks or in a month, you know, it's gonna dissipate. You're not gonna have these groups of people out marching and protesting. You know what I'm saying? And speaking up. Everybody gonna go on about their day. You know what I'm saying? Go on about their day. And we know when another incident happened and it gets on the internet, it breaks the internet, it goes viral, you know, people are going to see this. We know this is what's going to happen. We know this is going to happen. And, you know, everything is going to go back to normal. We know that they don't have this is the only mechanism that they have. You know what I'm saying? They go, you know, they're go get this popular lawyer down. We're gonna go get Al Sharpton and a couple other lit reverends, and they're gonna make their lit speeches, and you know, we're gonna have this press conference with the family. And man, that's you know, that's about it, man. Let me go to some of the comments in the chat, man. Let's see what they saying in the chat. Or my mouse is about dead. Let's see. Let's go. Let's see what they're saying. Let's see. One solution. Let's put it up on the screen. Enigma 9 times 9. Peace to you. Peace to brother. Enigma 9 times 9. Oh yeah. Please, you know, for those that are watching, please, if you hadn't subscribed, please subscribe to Kofi Piesie TV, which is something I'm going to talk about for the subscribers. We'll talk about that in just a minute, briefly, before we get off the air. But I want to just keep mentioning it until I work everything out. But Enigma 9 times 9 says one solution is police officers should be people who grew up in the communities that are being policed. Now that's great. That's great because now when I was growing up, I'm gonna say in my early 90s, I'm gonna say late 80s, early 90s. I was in junior high, high school around these time, late 80s, early 90s, right? And everybody, I lived in a community. I lived on Minnesota Street, and most of everything on that block, my grandmother and them owned. The cleaners, the legit joint, department complexes, and etc. We had a church that was across the street, you know, and but they call it Italy Cartel, right? And on the corner where the juke joint was. This is where the drug dealers hung out. But just even in my community and up the street, and even where black people hung out, we hung out at Star. We called it Star Town or Star Drive-In. This was a place you drive up and you get your food, and behind the Star Drive-In where you can get your hamburgers, your French fries, your chili dogs, your Frito pies, or your chili Frito pies. You know, behind it was arcade, and then you had a pool hall where everybody hung out, especially like a lot of the drug dealers with the money go in and shoot. And then across the street, you had a convenience store. We go across the street, we buy cigars, you buy alcohol. You know, even when even when we was underage, we would have people buy alcohol. But this is where people hung out and up and down the street. You know, it was, you had areas with a black community at. So people, I seen that growing up. I seen that. My son doesn't see that. But I seen it where we had in our community, there was black polices in our community. You know what I'm saying? Whatever community we were in, we always seen that there was black police policing that community, and the police had a relationship with us. Like I knew a lot of the police officers. Like I knew a lot of them. And even when I got grown, or I became a young adult and I moved away and I came back, people remember me. You know, they no longer are police in our communities. They got black people. Well, they got all kind of people police in the communities now. It's just not only black people, but a lot of people, they see me, they know me. Oh, okay, you Emma Smith grandson, you Robert Smith, you write them down, and they know me. I know them because they develop a relationship with us. And even when we did certain things in the community, they would, instead of roughing us up and taking us to jail, they would talk to us, or they would take us to our mother's house or our which I stayed with my grandmother, and let your grandmother deal with it or your mother deal with it. And I got the skin beat off me. You know what I'm saying? So, that's one thing, that's a solution, and it has to be the right people too, because I have seen also in my community, very slim, it wasn't that many. I'm going to say out of maybe the 20, 25 officers that policed the black community, it might have been more than that. We had about 3 officers, I'm going to say 2, that look just like me and you, that didn't give a damn. They didn't give a damn. They would do the very same things besides kill you. But they would assault you. They would talk bad to you. They would take you to jail for no reason because they tried to over-exert their authority on you. Okay, you ain't gonna listen. Okay, I'm gonna take you to jail. I'm in charge. I'm in power. So we had people like that. But like I said, it wasn't, I wouldn't even say a handful, maybe 2 out of the 25 or 30 police, but definitely that could be one solution. And I'm saying that from it, and I'm saying too because of my own experience from that. I seen that black police policing the communities, that actually worked. There was no deaths, no accidental death. There was no kill. There was not a lot of people, going to jail for no reason or something that was simple that, hey, just take him to his grandmother's house and explain him and let them deal with him. Tell him, hey, the next time I catch him doing something, then I'm gonna have to go ahead and take him to jail. So I can agree with that. I definitely seen that part. Let me see. Let's see. Native Americans, how having their own police force works when it comes to the whites. They try to arrest LO if their laws isn't yours. Okay. Let's see. Let me go down. Richard Wright. He says, do what the military officers is doing by suing the police officers personally, having the media report it immediately officers' background, policies wise, looking at the New York City has put in place. So she says, do what the military officers is doing. Okay, so she's talking about the incident that we talk about. He's definitely actually suing. The second video that we showed of the black Latino that was pepper sprayed, assaulted, and drug out of his car. He's definitely suing the officer personally. That could be something, because most of the time the family is suing the city and the state, are suing the police department, and etc. And I may show, man, some of the crazy numbers from that, man. We are getting killed, and man, they don't mind paying. They are killing us, and they don't mind paying us. You would think that them coming out this substantial amount of money would be like, hey, man, this is costing the city, this is costing the state, this is costing us too much money. But man, it's not affecting them, man. They killing us, and we getting paid off them killing our loved one. And matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all some of that in a minute. Golden should I be our leaders, whatever they said should be done. Let's see, anybody else? We have to get political. That's, definitely that's what we talk about, Alex Davenport. We have to get political. Let's see what Zane says. Police systems not biased on honors, no values. Let's see, we try to find some for solutions. Train police to value the life of citizens above the safety of their personal safety. We need to weed out the cowards and reward the bravery. Definitely. I mean, to Sutek talk about a psychic evaluation of these officers, even doing a background check. I don't know if Sutek said that or I just read that in the chat about the background checks, but they definitely need to do background checks. And I mean a thorough background check. They need to go, and what I mean by a thorough background check, I'll give you an example. Like, I was a Freemason, you know what I'm saying? I'm still a Mason. I'm not an active Mason. I'm not an active Freemason. But I was an active Freemason for 13 years straight, no breaks. Traveled from state to state, had my own lodge, advanced and became a 32nd degree Mason, got it advanced and could have went and got 90 degrees, which is something from overseas. So I was well committed to being a Freemason, right? And when I had my lodge, the people that came in that wanted to become a Mason, I had an investigation committee, right? So I would send my investigation committee to investigate the people who are petitioning to join my lodge, because I didn't want any and everybody into my lodge. I wanted some good men. You know what I'm saying? I needed good men because I needed men that would be able to set the right example, you know what I'm saying, especially for our kids coming up, because we pride ourselves for doing a lot of stuff in the Black community, and we did a lot of stuff in the Black community. So I wanted men that set that good standard for the people in the community, in our community, and for the kids, right? So I would investigate these people. I would send my investigative committee into the neighborhoods and even talk to some of their family members to see what type of person they were, how was they brought up, how was they raised, how do they treat their mother, how do they treat their wife or their girlfriend, their significant other. These things, even talk to people at their jobs, or people that may work with them. How was they on their previous jobs? You know what I'm saying? How was their character? So all these things are something that I think that the police force need to do. They need to do a background check on these people. And if they come from these backgrounds where they're disrespecting their women, disrespecting their family, or they come from a background where they done had different run-ins with people that particularly doesn't look like them, or they have said racist slurs in the past about people that doesn't look like them, or they support groups, you know what I'm saying, that these white supremacy groups, if they support these in any type of manner, that disqualify them from even being a police officer. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying they need to evaluate all police officers, but particularly the ones that doesn't look like us, that is particularly doing all the killing. Yeah, so they need to investigate, so I'm definitely with that. Let's see, anybody exciting they want. Classic. Let's see. I need some solutions. They focus on changing laws by focusing on marching. Protesting equally awareness. George Floyd. I disagree. I know a lot of police force. Well, I don't see any more solutions paying for a percentage. Okay, here's one right here. Peace, brother Damo. Damo, peace. Damo says paying what percentages to the victim. Yes, that can also damn. Hold on. Hey, Bryson. Hey, come get the phone. Tell your mom I'm live. I'm finna take you home in a minute. Huh? Hold on, y'all. One son. Tell him I'm live. We're gonna take you home in a minute.
My dad said he don't lie. He's gonna take me home in a minute.
Okay, let me get back here. All right, that was my son's mom calling. Okay, yeah. So you saying that the police officers, when they do these certain things, they need to what certain percentage, what certain percentage of their pensions, or what type of percentages are they paying? Where is the percentage, or where the payment is coming from the victim, from the police officer? Are you saying that if they stay on the police force, that a certain percentage of their check, as long as they're working, need to go to the victim's family? Are you saying that if they fire and they keep their pension, a certain percentage of their pension needs to go to the victim? I think that that should happen too. Because we talk about the pay, because the city and the state, when they go to suing the police department and all these types of things, they're coming out of the money. It's not per se the actual person that is doing, I'll say, the crime, killing us. So I guess that's what Damo's saying. I Am Sosa says better technology for effective weapons without having the use of deadly force, eliminated misdemeanors, traffic stops. Right. I think somebody said the same thing about the eliminating the misdemeanor traffic stop early on during the show. I think I seen that in the chat. Kofi kidnapped his own kid. No, I don't kidnap my own kid. Kofi, you have to talk about the voter suppression laws of the anti-riot laws. Maybe we could do. Maybe I'll do that next show. Sister CK, talk about that. I'm finna hurry up and get up off here. But let's go real quick. I wanted to show this real quick too, man. Appreciate some of the feedback from some of the people. But let's go. I mentioned that they are, we talk about messing up their money, right? But they are killing us, and we are getting paid for them killing our loved ones, right? And it's not easing up, man. And these people are paying out these states and cities are paying out these substantial amounts of money to the victims, you know what I'm saying? But it's like it's not phasing them, you know what I'm saying? They're continuing to do certain things. So let's look at real quick, man. Just look at some of the payouts, man, of some of the victims. Like they soon, like, and like I'm saying, and I agree with a lot of the people talking about that, with Damo and other people talking about that they need to sue. Also, they need to sue the police officer that actually did the crime, you know what I'm saying? Or a certain percentage of the check, if that's what Damo talking about, or a certain percentage of that pension needs to go to the family. They need to be heard as well. Their pockets need to be hurt as well, instead of the city or the state or the police department taking full responsibility and then paying this substantial amount of money out to the victims of the family. So, right, like we talked about George Floyd, because we mentioned George Floyd and Derek got his name, the actual officer that actually killed George Floyd. And this was and where the trial is taking place is not too far. In the same area, in the same place where Daunte Wright was actually shot and killed at. So that's why I remember. Listen, George Floyd, $27 million. I'm not going to read this. We all know what happened to George Floyd. but $27 million. $27 million. Let's see. Let's go to Breonna Taylor, 26-year-old emergency room technician. We know she was fatally shot, losing at her apartment, right? Some $6 million. Well, no. How many? That's Tamir Rice. Let me see. She was $12 million were paid out. $12 million. Tamir Rice. $6 million was paid out. To Tamir Rice, who was shot twice by a white police officer. Here is Fidel Castro. We know $3 million were paid out to Fidel Castro. We know he was shot right in front of his girlfriend while sitting in a car by a police officer. Let's see. Michael Brown, $1.5 million. Eric Gardner, $6 million. Not gonna read all this because we all should know. A lot of us been following the stories. Laquan McDaniel, $5 million. Laquan McDaniel, 17, was fatally shot by Officer Jason Van Dyke 16 times, October the 20th, 2014 in Chicago, Illinois. I didn't know about him. Walter Scott, $6.5 million. Let's see. Now formerly North Charlton police officer Michael Slinger killed Walter Scott April 2015 in South Carolina. I didn't know about him. Freddie Gay, $6.4 million. Stephon Clark, $2.4 million. And, so, man, they killing us and we getting paid for it. I mean, it's not affecting me. These are some big numbers. I think the lessest one I seen was like 1.5 or $800,000, $800,000, man. But that's it, man. But yeah, that's it. I thought I was sharing my screen. I wanted to show y'all what I was actually reading. But I'll put that article in there. Y'all can actually give a list of everybody that was slayed by police officers, what they was paid, what the family was paid out. And like I said, the less number I seen was I think 1.5 or $800,000 that was paid out to the families, man. So, but again, man, I want to say anybody, any of the brothers, y'all got any last words, man, before I close out the show? Oh, hold on. Let me put this up here what Damo said. Damo said, pay 1 out of 100 people. Pay the high-profile ones only. Okay. I got you, brother Damo. I got you. So, Sutek, T'Challa, y'all got any last words, man, before I end the show?
Yeah, man. For King Sosa, protesting ain't stopped nothing. It ain't solved nothing. But yeah, man, you got the right to your own opinion, bro. But appreciate everybody for coming through, though. Make sure y'all please like and share the show on the way out. Make sure y'all check out what we got going on with our publications, with our clothing brands, with our 54 deck quiz cards. Support your brothers, man. We appreciate y'all for coming through. We'll see y'all next time.
Yep. You still on, T'Challa?
Yeah, just want to thank everybody for coming through. These are ongoing conversations, and even proving yourself right or wrong in a chat on a hangout. This is just communicating. The real work has to begin to be done. So whatever the solution is, let's get to it because we all have it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take all of us. So do what you can to change the world that you live in by changing yourself as much as you can. Elevate yourself to the standard so that we can hold the police to the standard, so we can hold the doctors to the standard, so we can hold everybody to the standard. But it's going to take all of us. Like and share the show, and see y'all next time.
Yeah, man. And like he said, man, go support us, man. We got, you know, we're not letting up. Our foot is on the gas. If you hadn't subscribed to the channel, please, on your way out, please subscribe to the channel, because what we got coming up pretty soon, in order for you to get, I mentioned it briefly, I'm still working it out. I almost got the details worked out. We're gonna be giving away $400 worth of product. $400 worth of product. So if you want some of that product, we're gonna be giving away all of our publications. Man, we're doing so much I can't even remember. Spears of the Mossi, from Spears to Pens, Volume 2, Spiritual Combat, Volume 3. We'll also be giving away As I Learn. We all learn, my publication, my children book, Kalawa's Trip to the Motherland, Shawn's children book, One Night Before Bed, Shawn's publication, From Cocaine to Consciousness. I'll be giving out Asar's Aluja, this thick book. I'll be giving out Aluja Volume 2 book. I'll be giving out Unc West. I got the old one over here somewhere. I'll be giving out his Chronicles of Human Evolution. This is the old book, but I'll be giving you the revised book. We'll also be giving us away a Pseudo Killer shirt. I'll be giving away an Abjuware shirt. I forgot what it is, what's on the Abjuware shirt. I'll also be giving away a Kofi Piesie research shirt, a Spears or Mossi t-shirt. I'll be giving away Mossi Warrior Clan shirt, an Mboka shirt, As I Learned shirt, As I Learned cap. I'll be giving away Mutu Wabain shirts. That's the that means true human being shirt. I'm missing some for the 47 deck face cards. I'll be giving a deck of that away. The 54 deck of quiz and educational cards, I'll be giving those away. Giving that away. Appreciate that. We've been selling out. I done went through 2 boxes of those quiz and educational cards. If you don't have those 54 decks of quiz and educational cards, I advise you to get them. We've been getting great feedback from both decks of the cards. This is the 54 deck of quiz and educational cards. It has our brands on it, the Kofi Piesie Research Team, Mossi Warrior Clan, and the Mboka brand. And we have the face cards on there. We have the 47 deck of face cards. I'm telling you, they've been selling out. People been buying them. I appreciate y'all been supporting us, man. We also got a company, a big company that's coming pretty soon. We're gonna announce that. We're gonna be announcing that pretty soon. What's coming from that company that's coming real soon. And that company is going to be providing services for the community. So we're gonna go live and announce that probably in the next couple of weeks. Maybe in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to announce the company that we have. That we have. Like I said, I'm excited about the company, and we will be providing all types of services for the community. So be on the lookout for that. We have a volume 4 coming. We won't give you the title right now, but the title we got from the Dinka people, man, and then we got an institution coming behind that is also going to be tied to the company that has that's going to be for kids, teenagers, and the young adults. Far as teaching people how to comprehend what they're reading. We're gonna have coloring books, as you know, for kids learn. So we got a lot of tons of stuff that is coming. You know, I'm talking about it's coming. So again, appreciate everybody that supported us. Again, if you hadn't subscribed, go subscribe. And I'm missing some of the other stuff that I'll be giving away. I can't remember because it's so much stuff. Killmonger's Corner, I'll be giving away Volume 2 of the first Pan-African journal, the Killmonger's Corner, by that our big brother Benjamin Njai, aka Blak Panther, put out. Man, it's a bunch of stuff, man. I'm forgetting. So it's gonna be $400 worth of stuff, but we're working out the details. But you're gonna have to subscribe. Those cards are gonna be involved. These cards are gonna be involved for as how to win these prizes, and we're gonna do it on the Author's Perspective show. It's things that are gonna be talked about. How you can, man, it's gonna be. I may try to get some people, special guests on the show. It's gonna be big. I'm still working out some of the things. I actually wanted to do it this month, but it's gonna have to be done next month because of all the stuff that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give away. I'm trying to include, but I'm trying to make you earn it. Something simple, you know, because a lot of the people that watch the shows are smart people. So I know that, you know, we want to give back, but we want you to be able to earn it because we want to see if y'all been paying attention, not only just to Kofi Piesie research team, but to Mossi Warrior Clan, to Asar's channel, to Dr. Oya Maat's channel, to the Pseudos Killers channel, to Unc's Real Black Atheist on Fire channel. So that's why I'm giving away some of the stuff that some of the products that they have. We just not only giving away our clothing and our books, you know, and our cards. We're also giving away clothing from Abjuware. We also giving away Unc's book. We're giving away Asar's thick publications, Illusion Volume 2, Ben's book, some other books that I can't mention. Also, I'll be giving away to Cal Kilimanjaro book, the Universal Kemet Press books. You know, a lot of us on Universal Kemet Press books. So I'll be giving away one of these books here. I'll be giving away the research, how to plan, organize, and carry out research. So it's gonna be a lot. I'm missing a lot of stuff, man. $400 worth of product that we're gonna be giving away next month. So if you ain't subscribed, the only way that you're able to win this stuff, you have to participate. I'm gonna actually have to have about 25 people that actually signed up for it. And we can have more than that, but actually have 25 because I want it to be worth the time. I don't want just one person winning every damn thing. That's not how it's gonna work. So, but a person we're gonna allow at least 2 people to at least win 2 things. But after that, you can't win nothing else. So we need more people to sign up for these things. Again, $400 worth of product that we'll be giving away of our own, from our clothing line, from our books, from our cards, and Unc's clothing line, his books, Asar's books, Universal Kemet Press publications, Ben publication, a few other people publications, my own publication, Sean's own publications, and tons of where from the our Mboka Family Connected Apparel. If you ain't got nothing from there, please go get stuff. We uploading new designs every day, and it's not just a t-shirt line. It's a clothing line. You can go in there and get you a pair of pants. You can go in there and get you a V-neck shirt. You can go in there and get you a t-shirt. You can go in there and get you a collar shirt if you want to be professional. You want a hoodie. You can go get you a snapback cap, a fitted cap, a hoodie. A skull cap, socks. You name it, we got it on there. You can go get you a book bag. You can go get you a tote bag. You can go get you a fanny pack. You can go get you a poster. You can go get you all types of things on Mboka Family Connected Apparel, our online store, man. And we're going to continue to upload dope, new design, provoking designs, things that represents us. So if you on there, you think you're going to get you some Gucci, you think going to get you some Dolce & Gabbana, if those brands don't represent us, you go to their website and get that. But again, on that note, I want to say peace and Black African power. We appreciate y'all. I said ETM Hotep in the beginning, which means come in peace. Now I want to say Shimim Hotep, which means to depart in peace. Black African power. And we'll see y'all next time. We out.